Hey, what's up my brothers and sisters? In this video I'm going to talk a bit about color, and I'm here in the Adobe Color tool. Let me touch a bit first on basics, a brief general basic on color. So in this Adobe Color tool we have some of this stuff. Under color mode I'm on a HSV, which stands for hue, saturation and value. The color is basically made up of hue, saturation and value. What this actually means is that your hue controls on which location that your color on the color spectrum falls on, and after that we have the saturation, which is the intensity of your color. So high saturation means your colors are very intense, while less saturated your colors are closer to gray, black and white. So value is the lightness and the light and dark of a color. Alright, so that is basics of color. And go into that and do your own research. So let me take a look at the color wheel here. Color wheel over here we have the warm colors, somewhere from the yellows to the red and the magenta-ish, and then the cool color from the magenta side to blue, cyan and greens. So when you choose your color, you can get an idea whether it's on the warm or cool. On the side here we have color harmonies. So color harmonies is how your colors match with each other to form something that is pleasing to look at. Let's take a look at analogous. Analogous basically means that the colors fall within the similar side of the spectrum. So you can use this tool that Adobe Color has to give you a good sense of what colors look good together, but is just use it as a guide, because how it actually looks here and how it actually looks with your lights will be quite different. Monochromatic means that all your colors are within the same color. Some are darker, some are lighter, and you can also have different saturation. Triadic or tricolor means that we have the colors from all three corners of the color wheel. So we can have it looks like your primary colors, or you can take all from secondary colors, stuff like that. But I would say that having too many colors will be more complicated and more difficult for you to pull off. So try to limit to maybe analogous, monochromatic or complementary color. So complementary color is when your colors are from opposite spectrums of your color wheel. So for example, here you have the red and greens on different ends, and then we have blue, yellows, orange and teal, green and red over here. You get the idea? What's this compound? I don't know what compound is. Let's skip that. So let's go into custom. Let me touch a bit on your RGB versus your CMY. That's basically your color space that you are in. So for most of our lights, we are using CMY. Sometimes you have your washes that you see more often at camp, and sooner or later you see it more at your capital location. And for your RGB candy bar or LED bars on the floor right at the back of Shine, you also see your RGB. So what this means is that you need to be familiar with using both color spaces to get your color quickly and effectively, so that you don't just waste time meddling around when you are trying to get your colors out. So the difference between RGB and CMYK is that for CMY you are using a subtractive color space. So let me take this red for example. I'll bring the K, so if you want to use this tool, bring your K to 0 and just touch CMY only. So C is your cyan, M is your magenta, and Y is your yellow. So subtractive color space means that the more you add colors into your color, the darker it gets until it goes black. So when you have 100 of CMY, you won't be able to get any colors in your light. The more you add, the more intense the color is as well. So I would usually recommend not going over 100 of total color so that it doesn't oversaturate and doesn't make your light too dim. So you can mix say 50 here and 50 on the blue, not blue, cyan and magenta here. You get a middle blue here. And to get red, you mix your cyan and your yellow and your magenta. Play around with this and get familiar with how to mix your colors on your CMY so that you don't waste so much time just trying to figure out exactly what's the number you need to get the exact color that you want. On the other side of the spectrum, we have your RGB color space. So RGB is the opposite, whereby it is an additive color. You start from a black or 0. As you add each color, it gets brighter. So when you have all your colors on your RGB, then you have a white color when you mix them all together. That's the general idea. These two color spaces work differently in the sense that if let's say you want a blue, you just push up a blue, right? Whereas if you're on the CMY color space, if you want a blue of a similar look, you will have to push your cyan and your magenta at the same time. And if you want a red here, you will need to push your yellow and your magenta. Whereas on the RGB, you have a red. You have a red here already. So what else? So if you want orange on your RGB, push your red and this one, your red and green, and then you figure out from there, somewhere about here. So the way I think about it also sometimes is RGB blue is opposite or somewhere opposite of orange. So if I want orange, I don't touch my blue, or I push everything up and then I remove my blue first and then I mix it up from there, whether I want more greens or reds. And it makes things faster if you can understand how your color wheel work. Practice using your complementary color and then you will know which color is opposite from which color. Alright, so usually for analogous, as a color scheme, it looks very harmonious. All the colors are within the same side or very similar, close together on the color spectrum. So it tends to give a more, what is this called, easy on the eyes kind of look. Whereas similar to monochromatic as well, but whereas for complementary and let's say your triadic color, there's more contrast because your contrast is directly opposite of the color wheel. You're gonna get that sort of that pop or that contrast because these colors are opposite from each other. I encourage you to take a look at this Adobe Color and play around with your RGB, CMY, and HSV, and get used to thinking of your colors and knowing which what numbers to push on your color. And I think maybe in the next video I will sort of go through how I plan very quickly and brainstorm and come up with as many color combinations as I can, just to show you what is possible, and to show you that it's best to plan this in advance so that you don't waste time when you're at the board thinking about what the exact number to get the color that you want. Okay, so in my next video, let's play around with this extract an image. I've got some screenshots of a few what's this called? I've got some screenshots of some songs and concerts over here, and I'm just gonna go through some color related stuff and make some comments as I go along.